So, which soil test? Lord have mercy. Never mind. That's a different video. Which pre-emergent is better, a granular or a liquid? Well, for me this year, it's going to be neither of them because I'm not going to do one. Now, I don't want you to take this the wrong way. I'm not saying don't do a pre-emergent. I'm saying I'm not going to do one. And the reason for that is when you apply a pre-emergent, like prodiamine, that's probably my favorite. There's other ones like pendulum, pendimethalin, whatever it's called, dithiopyr. There's some more out there too. I can't think of the name of them offhand, but prodiamine is definitely my favorite. Both the granular and the liquid, not necessarily a liquid, it's when you it's like a powder or granular, put it in water, melt it down and spray it. I'll have both of those linked up in the description below if you're in need of a good pre-emergent. Like I said, the reason you apply pre-emergent is to limit weeds. No pre-emergent on the planet controls every weed out there. The main reason I apply prodiamine is to control crabgrass. Well, crabgrass comes from a seed, and that seed will drop late summer, germinate the following year, and then come up. Well, you put the pre-emergent down this time of the year. It's what is the date today? For reference, February 26th. For reference, you put your pre-emergent down, and that keeps that seed from fully developing and becoming a plant that you see in the yard. That's the whole reason. And of course, it does the same thing for other weeds, but crabgrass is the main one that I'm going after. When you apply pre-emergent year after year after year after year after year, you end up breaking the cycle of those crabgrass seeds being in your yard. And on top of breaking the cycle, I have an ultra thick, dense stand of turf that I've worked on, tirelessly over the years. So with that said, I have effectively broken the cycle of crabgrass. It just don't get in my yard. Matter of fact, I don't really get any weeds in my yard. I can't remember the last time that I sprayed a post-emergent weed control on my yard. I can't remember. I have absolutely no clue. It's been a long time. I know that. So with all that said, that's the main reason that I'm just going to save the money and not do a pre-emergent this year. Now again, I'm not telling you not to. I'm simply telling you what I'm doing in my yard. If you fit my situation and you've been applying pre-emergent for years and your grass is super lush and super thick like this right here, then by all means, feel free to skip pre-emergent. I've already skipped it once or twice in the spring since I've been here, and zero issues with weeds, none whatsoever. Now on the flip side of that, if you are just now getting into lawn care, if your grass isn't pristine yet or any of that, I don't recommend you skip pre-emergent. I recommend you do it, and you do it on time, in a timely manner, and apply the appropriate rates and all that kind of thing. But once you get your yard to a certain point, and it's super dense and super thick and lush like this back here. Now, of course, it ain't lush right now because it's just that time of the year. I ain't woke it up from the winter yet, but that's right around the corner. But you get what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. So I don't want you to feel like you have to apply a pre-emergent every single year. I get it. I know that's totally completely against what everybody else says. But I've showed you, what I say, 3 times already in this yard, maybe 2 or 3 times, I can't remember, where I skipped it during the spring and ain't nothing changed. My yard still looks good. Now what I will be doing here in the next week or so, I don't have my irrigation on, so I've got to time it around some rainfall. I'm waiting on some rain to show up in the forecast, which honestly I don't want any because I got way too much ball field work I got to get done, and I'm 2 or 3 weeks behind as is from this super wet, cold, nasty winter we just had. But when I do see that rain in the forecast, or when the weather breaks and I de-winterize my irrigation system, whichever one comes first, definitely going down with the GCI 3000, because this yard is starving for nitrogen. I can look at it and tell it's just had a nasty, yucky winter. All the food has been depleted, so I want something really quick release, really fast, almost instant. Well, I can't say that because it's not going to be almost instant. If I were to put down the 3000 today and get one good rainfall on it or one good irrigation cycle on it, the next time I cut the grass, it would pop out. It'd jump out of the ground screaming bloody murder, ready to rock and roll. So it's not instant, but pretty quick. So again, I do not want you thinking, oh, Pete made a video and said you don't ever have to do pre-emergent ever again. That's not what I said. I said in my situation, I'm just going to skip it because I've broken that crabgrass cycle. I just don't deal with it. Matter of fact, here or there in the bluegrass, I'm not even going to do one in the bluegrass this year because I feel like I've applied enough pre-emergent over the years to break that cycle. Now, what if a neighbor mows his crabgrass along the edge and blows a seed over here? Well, that's a different story. We'll just see how that goes in the summertime. But right now, it's of no concern to me. Matter of fact, my yard's so dang thick that I don't even know that a crabgrass seed would even germinate in this. You know what I mean? So let's answer the original question as to which one's better, a liquid or granular, if you're going to apply pre-emergent this year. Well, here's my answer. I don't have any, scientific data or nothing like that to throw up on the screen and show you, but just common sense tells me that a liquid is better. And the reason I personally feel like a liquid is better is because of the coverage you get. When you spread a granular, you have all these little preels spread out all over the yard, and they're not touching each other. They're not super close to each other. Yeah, I get it. When the material melts down from rain or irrigation, it's going to spread out some. But with that said, it's just not going to be the same coverage as a liquid, whereas you blanket the entire yard and every square inch of the yard gets a dose of prodiamine or dithiopyr or whatever it is you're putting down. That's why I think a liquid is better. On top of that, if I wanted to add, say, some nitrogen, like a GCI 2000, I can add that in there with it as well. If I wanted to add an adjuvant like the O2YS, I could add that in there as well. If I wanted to add some iron for a little color pop, I could add that in there as well. The only way I think that would happen is if you bought a granular pre-emergent that had nitrogen, iron, and adjuvant all wrapped up into one granular, which I personally don't know if anything exists like that. Now, that's not to say granular is no good, okay? Because granular do work. They work just fine. It's just, I think liquid is better for several reasons. If you don't have a sprayer, if you don't care about spraying, if spraying is boring, if you don't understand it, we'll do some calibration videos. And spraying turf is incredibly easy. Of course, that's coming from somebody who's been doing it for 20 years professionally, but the way I teach it is incredibly easy. And we'll do a couple of videos on calibration here pretty soon. But if you don't have a sprayer, don't want to spray, scared to spray, Granular is a fantastic option. It's just personally, I like a liquid better. As far as sprayers goes, I got FlowZone sprayers on the website. They'll be linked below. Got all my cart buddies and spray buddies, which are professional grade sprayers for the homeowner. They'll be linked in the description. So in case you didn't notice, the whole time I've been making this video, I've been taking soil samples right here. And I got a bunch because I'm sending this off to 4 different soil testing labs. Then when I end up doing this soil testing video, I'm going to take you back in time to how I viewed and how I did soil testing the first 10 years of my lawn care company. And it's going to melt your mind to find out how I used to do it. So I hope this helped you. Hope you got some valuable information out of it. If you did, subscribe, like the video, and whatever it is else you're supposed to do. I'd love to see the subscriber count start hopping and getting on up there and climbing every week. That way I can stay motivated to keep doing yard videos. As always, I appreciate you taking time out of your day to watch. I'll check you later.